way past time, and you learned what real hurt feels like!
I know now, without a doubt, Kingdom Hearts is light!
Welcome back to another episode of NDC, where we talk about news, discussions, countdowns, and more on top of various game series. The Kingdom Hearts series is targeted towards children, so it's pretty shocking whenever you find those really very difficult bosses in the series. And it turns out there are actually a lot, which is, again, pretty surprising. So here are my top 10 hardest Kingdom Hearts bosses of all time. Warning, of course, this is my opinion, and you probably have your own, so be sure to leave your own, I guess, what you think is the hardest bosses in the Kingdom Hearts series, and let's get into the countdown. Number 10, XIGBAR from Kingdom Hearts 2. Just barely making the list is XIGBAR, and this pick mostly goes towards the Data version of this fight, as that's the real hard one. His moves become faster and he doesn't need to recharge his arrow guns. XIGBAR teleports around the arena, firing combos of lasers at Sora with great speed. It gets really crazy later on in the fight when XIGBAR shifts the shape of the arena for his convenience. The really hard part was his desperation move, where lasers fire at you from every direction. Without final form at this point in the original Kingdom Hearts 2, you couldn't glide, so unless you had a good start or just somehow managed, you'd have to suffer through all the lasers. But Duck Flare and Master Form make this fight a little bit more bearable. Number 9, DEMYX from Kingdom Hearts 2. Most of the boss fights in Kingdom Hearts 2 are a breeze until you reach this guy. Half of the challenge isn't even the actual fight. It's his water form minigame, as in the Data fight as DEMYX's desperation move, you need to destroy 99 forms in just 30 seconds. I still get nightmares. The core of the fight isn't too difficult, but if you've been button mashing your way through the bosses up until this point, you'll be punished very frequently for trying that on DEMYX. With the coward of the organization, DEMYX is surprisingly tough. Number 8, Young Xehanort from Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance. He is an aggressive fighter and it can be very difficult to score hits on him, as he can trap you in a flurry of attacks that rapidly drain your health. Some of his attacks are not that easy to block or evade, as Young Xehanort is really fast. In critical mode it gets worse. He gets a new move that traps you in a massive combo and drains your HP down to 1 with Second Chance equipped. Whenever you do attack, he tends to warp away and perform a ranged attack, and if you manage to defeat him, he'll freeze time and warp into a giant clock. If you don't activate Reality Shift in time, you'll have to start the fight all over again. Even though technically the Vanitas Nightmare Armor is the last boss of Dream Drop Distance, I consider Young Xehanort ultimately the final boss, and it is by far the hardest final boss in the series to date, especially on critical mode. Number 7, Riku Replica 4 from Rechain of Memories. Oh my goodness. Rechain of Memories has very difficult battles like Final Larxene, Axel, and Vexen, but the replica takes the cake for the most rage-worthy. You essentially are forced to spam Sonic Blade and Blitz to triumph, and if you can't for some reason, Riku Replica will straight up trash you by stunning you, comboing you, and spamming Dark Aura. This fight, like many other bosses in Rechain of Memories, are just flat out impossible without spamming slates, but when you pull through and finally end the chaos, you are rewarded with battling Larxene. Here we go again. Number 6, XALDIN from Kingdom Hearts 2. This fight is the real challenge in Kingdom Hearts 2. XALDIN's quick, powerful, and his lances are long and many, and near impossible to dodge. In the original Kingdom Hearts 2, XALDIN was the first boss I spent hours and hours in pursuit of beating him. Even with King Mickey saving you up to 5 times in a row, I was still challenged, but then again I wasn't that good. XALDIN poses very few openings and requires a master memory for how to deal with each attack. His desperation move is nearly impossible to dodge, requiring you to be frame perfect. The Data version is even worse, as King Mickey nor the Beast is there to assist. In my opinion, XALDIN is the hardest story boss, and you finally understand why XALDIN is number 3 in the organization. Number 5, Vanitas Remnant from Birth by Sleep. Regular Vanitas was hard enough as it is, but his Remnant takes it to a completely new level. You look at his health bar and you think, wow, this is gonna be easy, but before you finish saying that, boom, you're dead. As a result of his powerful attacks, you pretty much need to no damage the fight, and it's a pain. All it takes is one misstep, one incy little mistake. Oh, forget it. Still, I wonder what Vanitas must be thinking for them to physically manifest into a one-hit killing machine. I kind of feel sorry for his childhood. Number 4, Sephiroth from the original Kingdom Hearts, and I guess Kingdom Hearts 2. Any Kingdom Hearts fan knows Sephiroth plays no games, and of course Final Fantasy VII fans. Specifically in his fight in the original Kingdom Hearts, since the combat was a lot more limited and thus more difficult, Sephiroth attacks very speedily and his long sword has incredible range. In your first times fighting Sephiroth, he cut you to shreds instantly. His fight is all about memorization and reacting to certain moves appropriately, and if you don't, you get trashed. And don't even get me started on Heartless Angel or Desperation move in 60 FPS. Once you do have his pattern down, he's not too terribly hard, but really it's the first time you face him, and the fact that he's likely the first secret boss you face, and he's a really good introduction to the challenges of secret bosses. Number 3, Unknown from the original Kingdom Hearts. When I first fought this secret boss in Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, I thought I was prepared. I wasn't. At close range, Unknown is unpredictable in what move he makes after he teleports out of the Dark Orb, making it extremely hard to retaliate. It has an extremely diverse set of attacks as well. Shock Release and his Desperation moves are definitely stress makers in this battle. You must be quick on your feet, a challenge in Kingdom Hearts 1 combat, and overall the limits and diverse set of attacks Unknown uses is what makes this fight the hardest in the original Kingdom Hearts. Number 2, Mysterious Figure from Birth by Sleep. Dodge, 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 Thunder Surge. That's the basis of this fight. I'm not saying it's well designed by any means, but this sure is difficult. Mysterious Figure uses all sorts of attacks like X-Wave, Sonic Attack, Whirlwind, Vanish, Raging Storm, Meteor, Collision Magnet, Doom, Time Reversal, like dang, Square really went in. And if you're Terra, GG mate. There's not much else to say when you're using Dodge, Thunder Surge, Repeat strat, but you really need to be perfect, nearly, and avoid all of this chaos. I actually couldn't believe there'd be a harder boss after this, but there is. 10 years ago, we knew him as Number 1, Lingering Will from Kingdom Hearts 2. Honestly, who's surprised by this? Lingering Will is easily... Wait, that's not right. He's not easy. He's beyond hard. You need to respond to every attack, every move he takes appropriately, or you'll get trashed. All of his attacks in his large possible moveset does an abnormally large amount of damage, no matter what level you are. It comes to a point in his Desperation move where you'll need to input a very specific frame-perfect guarding and dodging, and it's insane. I could just hardly beat him on standard with so many hours of sweat and dedication. So in summary, Lingering Will is insane. That's gonna be it for this countdown. Like, share, appreciation, comment, share your thoughts, share your favorite, and subscribe for some more countdowns. Of course, let me know what you think is the hardest bosses in the Kingdom Hearts series, and I'll see you guys next time.